and welcome. I'm Ethan, or the E-Reader. This is season 1, episode 70 of the E-Reader podcast, and this is my June wrap-up and July TBR. Hello, and welcome back to my channel. So, as you can see in the title, this is my June wrap-up and July TBR. So, let's just get into it. What did I read in June? Jeez, I say this every time in a wrap-up, but this month went really quickly. I read 6. I read 6 books, 1 graphic novel, 1 novella. So the first book I read was The Long Walk by Stephen King, and it was really good. I'm not really going to get into it that much. You can check out my review. It has spoiler-free and spoiler if you're interested in that. So that was the first book. I absolutely loved it. Stephen King is such a good writer. He's my favorite writer, and he's really good at it. Next, I read Anne of Green Gables. It's a classic, a Canadian classic, and I didn't just read this on a whim. If you checked out my, I think it was my April or May wrap-up, I do reading to seniors, and yeah, so we finished that in June. And next was Pet Sematary. I read 2 Stephen King books this month. Pet Sematary, my review is on my second channel. My second channel is my Stephen King channel, where I just talk Stephen King. Link will be in description. And next, I read The Wheel of Time. I posted a why I decided to read and a review, and spoiler free as always, and spoilers too. I loved all these books I read this month. The graphic novel I read was the Eye of the World graphic novel, volume 1. My review and spoiler free obviously there too. And it was actually pretty good. I love the art, and they didn't leave out anything. It was such a good graphic novel. And the novella I read, like I said at the start, was Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption, and it was about 150 pages. It was actually really good. I enjoyed it. My TBR, July TBR. Yeah, so planning to read a lot of books. Stephen King, fantasy, sci-fi. So first I'll just say the Stephen King books I'll be reading. So there is 3 Stephen King books. One is The Green Mile by Stephen King, obviously. Cujo and Firestarter. Green Mile is, I don't really know that much about it. I just know it takes place in a prison, and there might be some supernatural stuff happening. Cujo, I think everyone knows about it. It's about a rabid dog that's going to kill people. And Firestarter is a girl who has the ability to start fires with her mind, and a laboratory is trying to track her down, and it's kind of like a runaway where these laboratories are trying to catch them and do experiments on this girl. So those are the 3 Stephen King books that I'll be reading in July. Next, I'll go to the fantasy books. There's only 2 fantasy books here. The Great Hunt. No, there's 3 actually. The Great Hunt by Robert Jordan and The Dragon Reborn by Robert Jordan. Second and third book in the Wheel of Time series, and I'm planning to read the second and third in July. I think I can, because Dragon Reborn looks pretty short, and Great Hunt does also. In the third fantasy book, we'll be finishing The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. I'm at page 500, and plan just to read another 500 pages in July and finish it. I'm loving it. It's kind of slow. It kind of slowed down. The first 200 pages I really loved, and they're really fast-paced, but then it's kind of slowed down, and I want to pick it back up, so hopefully that will happen in the next few, 50 pages. And the last book I will be reading, the 6th book, I think. No, the 7th. Wait, this is 7 books? Oh, jeez, I didn't even notice that. 7th book is Ender's Game. If you watched the sci-fi books I want to read, I had Ender's Game on there, and I'm planning to read it in July. It's really short. It's only like 250 pages, so very doable read. The main priority here is The Way of Kings and The Great Hunt. So, yeah, thanks for listening. This has been my June wrap-up and July TBR. Thanks for listening. See you next time.